Good afternoon, Miss. Myself, Sanjita Nair Tamadun. So my group is going to present our mini project. Our title is Sumbangan Tamadun India di Asia Tenggara. So once again, myself, Sanjita Nair from B TESL, followed by next group member, Yashwini Kumaresan from B TESL as well, followed by Richmond from BIB, Rakeshwari from BBC, Divagar from BBC, followed by Lingesh, BIB. So let's move on to our pengenalan. I will pass it to Richmond.
Okay, thank you, Sanjita. So I'm gonna talk about my pengalaman, the part. So the first one is Tamadun India merupakan Tamadun India antara tamadun tertua dengan pengaruh terbesar di Asia Tenggara. So the next one will be hubungan terjalin melalui perdagangan, perkahwinan dan agama. So the third one will be penyebaran agama seperti Hindu dan Buddha membawa pengaruh besar dalam aspek seni bina, kesusastraan dan sistem pentadbiran di Asia Tenggara. The fourth one will be elemen budaya seperti bahasa Sanskrit dan kesusastraan India turut diterapkan dalam kehidupan masyarakat tempatan. So, fifth, sumbangan penting termasuk seni halus, sains, teknologi dan perubatan. And the last one will be kajian ini menilaikan impak sumbangan tamadun India di Asia Tenggara. So these are the basic things to know about all in tamadun India lah. So that's all for pengenalan. So next we'll pass to Rakeshwari for objective kajian.
I'm going to present the objective kajian, so which is the language and literature, first of all, bahasa dan kesusastraan, which is the Sanskrit and the Indian language and epic Indian texts like Mahabharatam, Ramayanam has a significant influence on Southeast Asian culture. This epic shapes local literature, storytellings, and even culture value in religion like Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. The second one is the architecture, which is the Sani Bina. The design and the construction techniques of Indians' religion structures such as temple, koil, and so on. We are adapt in South Asia's example include Borobudur in Indonesia and Angkor Wat in Cambodia, showcase a blend of Indians and local styles. The third one is Sani Halus, which is the fine arts. Indian fine arts, including traditional dance, music, and performance, influenced South Asian cultures, local dance and music, traditional like Thai classical dance, and so on. The fourth one is the science and technologies. Indian advancements in astronomy, concept of zero and a calendar system were shaped with South Asia. This contribute play a important role in religion, including architectures and timekeeping. That's all my part. I will pass to next presenter.
Okay, hi Miss. Today I'm gonna present about the pernyataan masalah. Starting with the first one is bahasa dan kesusastraan. The pernyataan masalah I got from bahasa is the bagaimana pengaruh bahasa dan kesusastraan tamadun India membentuk identiti budaya dan komunikasi masyarakat di Asia Tenggara. So how they bring the bahasa Sanskrit and Tamil into the Asia Tenggara. So I'm gonna explain about it. So for the termasuk epic seperti Mahabharata and Ramayana, memperkayakan khazanah sastra tempatan, tetapi juga menyampaikan nilai-nilai moral dan etika yang mempengaruhi masyarakat. Bahasa Sanskrit dan Tamil yang dibawa oleh pedagang dan penggembara dari India telah menjadi asas kepada banyak bahasa tempatan di Asia Tenggara. Dia menciptakan jalinan komunikasi antara pelbagai etnik serta memperkukuhkan hubungan sosial dalam masyarakat. That's the first bahasa dan kesusastraan explanation. And the second one is going to be seni bina. Seni bina, the pernyataan masalah going to be apakah impak seni bina tamadun India terhadap perkembangan seni bina tradisional di Asia Tenggara. So the jawapannya, seni bina India terutamanya dalam bentuk kuil dan monumen telah memberi inspirasi kepada seni bina di Asia Tenggara. Contohnya, pengaruh seni bina kuil Hindu seperti Angkor Wat di Kemboja menunjukkan penggunaan elemen-elemen seperti ukiran halus dan struktur bertingkat yang mencerminkan estetik India. And the third one will be seni halus. The pernyataan masalah we got from seni halus is dalam cara apa seni halus dari tamadun India mempengaruhi ekspresi artistik dan kreativiti masyarakat Asia Tenggara. So the explanation I'm going to give is seni halus dari tamadun India termasuk lukisan, patung dan tekstil telah memperkenalkan teknik dan tema baru kepada artis di Asia Tenggara. Pengaruh ini dapat dilihat daripada dalam penggunaan warna cerah, motif flora dan fauna serta penggambaran dewa-dewi dalam karya seni tempatan. Selain itu, pertukaran budaya melalui perdagangan telah memupuk kolaborasi antara artis India dan tempatan. So the fourth one and the last one will be the science and technology. The pernyataan masalah we go from science and technology is going to be bagaimana sumbangan sains dan teknologi dari tamadun India mempengaruhi kemajuan ilmu, pengetahuan dan inovasi di Asia Tenggara. So the explanation is sumbangan tamadun India dalam bidang sains dan teknologi seperti matematik, astronomi serta perubatan tradisional telah memberikan impak besar terhadap pengembangan ilmu pengetahuan di Asia Tenggara. So if you focus in detail, pengetahuan ini diperkenalkan melalui interaksi perdagangan dan penyebaran agama seperti Hindu dan Buddha. Akibatnya banyak institusi pendidikan di Asia Tenggara mengadaptasi kurikulum berdasarkan pengetahuan ini dan mendorong kemajuan dalam bidang pertanian, perubatan dan astronomi. So that's all from my part. For the pernyataan masalah, I will pass to the next presenter, Ms. Sanjita.
Thank you, Lingesh. So I would like to present my part, Miss Latar Belakang Kajian. So before I go further into Sumbangan Tamadun India di Asia Tenggara, there will be 4 zaman awal in Tamadun India which have evolved. So the first zaman awal is Tamadun Lembah Indus, where they mencapai bidang pertanian dan perancangan bandar, especially in Mohenjo-daro, where they have built the Great Bath in Mohenjo-daro. So they have the right system, perairan system, bandar, everything correct in a systematic way, organized way. That's where they have mencapai in Tamadun Lembah Indus. Second zaman is Zaman Vedic, where Aryan people, Aryan cultured people were all came into Zaman Vedic, and that's budaya Indo-Aryan got how to say like they found Indo-Aryan culture a lot in Zaman Vedic because of Aryan cultured people came into the Zaman Vedic, and that's the Zaman where a lot of kitab Veda dihasilkan. So that's all about Zaman Vedic. And the third Zaman is Zaman Maurya, Corak Pemerintahan, because that is the Zaman where a lot of empire all built during Zaman Maurya. That's the proof where a lot of Buddhism and all the Indian culture all mixed and the empire built in Zaman Maurya. Lastly, there's a Zaman which called Zaman Keemasan, which is Zaman Gupta, golden era, where all the Sumbangan, all the Seni Bina, all the Sastra, music, astronomy, all were found in Zaman Gupta, where it became known and it like known and still being using till this day. So that Zaman Gupta is where we are going to study in detail, like the Sumbangan, which are the Sumbangan found in Zaman Gupta. So there's 5 Sumbangan we found in Zaman Gupta: Seni Bina, Sastra, Tarian, music, and astronomy. So let's go in detail for every Sumbangan. So first of all, Tarian and music. So the Tarian that have found that have been Sumbangan in Asia Tenggara is Bharatanatyam and Kathak. So Bharatanatyam is in this picture. Bharatanatyam and Kathak. So Bharatanatyam and Kathak, there's two different kind of classical dance. Bharatanatyam is something, a dance where you show more emotion in your face and you dance at the same time, following the rhythm of the music. Kathak is something like a person will spin or whirl around, but the posture and the standing will be quite stiff and stillness there. So there's two kind of different classical dance that we can found. Next, the music. The music instrument will be tabla and sitar. This is tabla over here, and it looks like a bit drum, but it won't be. Um, it will There will be no stand like drum. It will be on the floor on a flat surface. Sita is something looks like a guitar. So this is the tarian and music that they have contributed in Tamadun, in Asia Tenggara. So let's move on to Seni Bina. So Seni Bina, that there will be a lot of uh, great architecture, monuments, all we can found from the Tamadun India that they have built. First is Great Bath. Great Bath, this is the picture of Great Bath. Great Bath can be found in Mohenjo-daro, Pakistan. Next is Gua Ajanta. Gua Ajanta is a place where it still can be seen this kind of what monument or the architecture things in Maharashtra, but in different district, Maharashtra district like Aurangabad. So this Gua Ajanta you can be found, can be seen there. Next is Gua Ellora. Gua Ellora also placed in Maharashtra, but in a different district, which is Charanandri, Maharashtra. So these are the picture that been proof that they are still in Maharashtra. There are a lot of history written there, and there will be a lot of ukiran about the old stories about even Buddhists also there, Buddha. Ukiran Buddha and all that. And lastly, Angkor Wat and Chandi Borobudur, because these two places is very famous, because throughout our history life, throughout our secondary life, we also have studied the Angkor Wat, Chandi Borobudur places. So Angkor Wat is a temple where it's placed in Cambodia. Chandi Borobudur is placed in Indonesia. So these are the places that they have built and showed a lot of history and the unique monument there. Next, we are going to the Sumbangan Sastra. Sumbangan Sastra, there's a two epic sastra, which is Mahabharata and Ramayana. Mahabharata is something, it showed of brothers fighting for the throne, for the justice, and as well. So this Mahabharata teach a lot in our life, the moral values, what we can do and don't, all that in Mahabharata. Next, we're going for the Ramayana. Ramayana is a thing where a story about a god, where the bad guy need to be killed, and it's very difficult to kill the bad guy, because he got this powerful Ravana got this powerful power, which he can't easily die. So that's the story about the bad guy. And in order, he got to know that someone going to kill him. So Ramar, so he know that Ramar going to kill him. So he did what? He kidnapped his better half, his partner. So that's the storyline and go. And finally, Ramar has killed Ravana. So that's the story of this Ramayana. Next, Sumbangan astronomy. So in Sumbangan astronomy, two things that can be found in astronomy is calendar matahari. So calendar matahari is where people determine the days, months through the knowledge of the sun. I mean, through knowledge, so through seeing the sun and get the knowledge that okay, so when this kind of days and months came, so this kind of matahari, something so like they see the sun and determine the days and months, something like that. And lastly, the planets and the bintang. So 9 planets like Zuhal, Mars, um, Pluto, each of these planet holds specific meaning, because these 9 planets and 27 stars, it mempengaruhi kehidupan manusia. Like certain stars, it determines this kind of life. Like the planets move in the orbit, so when the planets changes, a person life also will be changes during this kind of time. So something like that, like how we got the zodiac signs like the Chinese, and how for what the other things like Libra, zodiac sign, Leo, Aries, something like that, how we will move on our life with these specific stars. So that's how astronomy in Tamadun, India, they have built this kind of astronomy with the planets and stars. So that's all from me. I would like to pass to Yashuni for the sample kajian.
Thank you, Sanjita. I would like to discuss about sample kajian, which means in this we are actually covering the data we have collected, the sampling method, and also the collection process we did, the data collection process. So the first of all is data population. The first part from data population we can see is the historical inscription. So we examine the historical inscription and what are the things we found is Cambodia, Indonesia, and also Malaysia. So this inscription actually provides like how valuably the insight have been spread throughout the Asian country, which means specifically Cambodia, Indonesia, and also Malaysia. Next is the architectural structures. So while studying about these architectural structures, we are able to know about the Borobudur in Indonesia, Parambanan in Indonesia, and also Angkor Wat in Cambodia. Why these three particularly? Because the structure able to exhibit the significance of Indian architecture, how Indian architecture has been influenced because by using their own Indian traditional styles, and also their religions itself have been influenced by actually doing this kind of architectural structures. Next is the literary works. So we have included translational of major Indian epics. The two major Indian epics will be the Ramayana and also Mahabharata. Why? Because Ramayana and Mahabharata, because not only it's about war. Apart from war, it is teaching you what is life lessons, how is the way of living, and how you should preach it in a proper way in order to live a very good lifestyle. So that is the main message from these two epic story. So this culture have been able to influence to the local culture, and that's how this Tamadun India able to spread throughout the Southeast Asia. Next is the Kahirapan sample. So we able to use the purposive sampling. We use this purposive sampling to select most relevant, which means most important sources that able to give us the how Indian is influencing the Southeast Asia, and this is the most easiest way for us to actually gather the information and also the data. Next is the artifact surname, which means be able to find out the statues, carvings, paintings, crafts, all this showcase about Indian. So by looking at the carving statues from the temples and also the architecture that have been done by the Tamadun India, we able to collect a lot of information on how to actually be able to see how their culture is influencing. Because when those days Indian people, the civilization, when they are doing a carving or paintings, they usually carve whatever moral values or knowledge that we can learn. Most of the signs are actually have been carved in the temples. So when the younger generation able to go, they able to read and also able to understand and influenced by their culture. This is one of the significant information that we able to gather. Next is the Kursusastra, and which is literature. We able to examine the classical literature, including all the epic stories from Tamadun India, their literary works. All these we able to come up or highlight the importance on how the culture have been exchanged between India and also Southeast Asia. Next is the scientific documentation. How we able to gather more informations or data by the manuscripts on the topics, Indian types of calendars, astronomy, Ayurveda, medicines. All these they have specific documentation. they have Ole Chudi. We called it as a Ole Chudi, which is how Ole Chudi looks like. It's actually have been crafted it's in a square shape. It is have been carved actually from the tree there. So all these are particular information we able to gather, and how the scientific knowledge have been spread and also influence the Southeast Asia. Next is the sumber secunda, secondary source, which we able to get it from the previous studies books and also journals. Okay, all this the students who have already done the previous studies, be able to gather more information from their studies. So it become a useful source for us to end this research. Next is the data collection procedure. So the data collection procedure, first is the literature review, kajian literature, which means we conduct the literature review by analyzing books, journals, and also previous research to gather all the comprehensive information, and how all this comprehensive information able to contribute to the Indian civilization. Next is the archaeological studies. So when we talk about archaeological studies, it's actually involved with all the field works and also various archaeological sites. We are not able to go to the particular sites, but we are able to get it, the archaeological sites documentation from the secondary data, which means the secondary data. From there, it become a very helpful source to actually finish this research. Next is the inscription analysis inscriptions. So we are able to study about the Sanskrit inscription, because when we talk about Sanskrit, it's actually a lot. From Sanskrit itself, we're able to gather so much of information, various location, how to translate it, and all this become a very significant information to gather all the historical context. Next, I would like to conclude the overall. Our research is particularly highlighting the profound influence of Indian civilization and how it is influencing the Southeast Asia. So these are the main information or main source of collection, data collection, or the procedures we have been done in order to finish in order to end our research. So that's all for my part. I would like to pass it to Divagar to present his conclusion. Thank you.
So, Miss, I'm going to explain about the conclusion of the Sumbangan Tamadun India, which is the kesimpulan. So, what I learned about the conclusion is the Tamadun India antara Tamadun manusia yang terhebat yang memberi impak kepada Tamadun dunia. So, the people of the in Tamadun India, they give in this world a big impact than other Tamadun. And then sebuah kerajaan yang tertua di dunia yang kaya dengan pelbagai adat, budaya, dan kesenian yang tidak dapat ditandatangani mana-mana Tamadun. They are very, very unique apart from the another Tamadun. They are architecture and all. So that's it from my part. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss. That's all for our presentation.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.